If you're looking for a routine to make your shoulders grow, you've come to the right place. I'm going to do this routine with dumbbells, but if you don't have any, you can use water bottles to do it. Each one, of course, with a weight according to your capacity. The idea of this video is to work all the parts of the shoulder with the minimum possible exercises. I'm going to give you specific guidelines so you know how to do them, so pay attention to get the most out of this routine. We will structure the routine from the back of the shoulder to the front because that is the order of priority most of us should give it, as it is very common to have little or no development in the back of the deltoid. The first exercise we're going to do is some lateral elevations, sitting down. The idea of this exercise is to work the back of the shoulder. In my case, I'm going to do all the exercises sitting down because that way I have more stability, and that benefits when isolating the effort in a muscle group. Before starting to do the exercise, you must take into account the following. You have to bend over enough to work the back of the shoulder, but without curving the lower back, not dropping the dumbbells in the eccentric phase. On the contrary, controlling the weight at all times to maintain the tension in the target muscle. Bringing the dumbbells sideways to focus on the shoulders instead of upwards, which would divert shoulder muscle tension onto the trapezoid, and we don't want that. Use a grip that makes your shoulder feel better and does not bother you as much as neutral or pronation is fine. Tighten the back shoulder when you go up. In all exercises we will do the same. At the end of the positive phase, when you lift the weight, you should tighten the muscle you're working on so that it receives greater stimulus. We'll do 3 series of 10 repetitions of this exercise, and we will rest a minimum of 30 seconds and a maximum of 2 minutes. The rest time will also depend on your level and the degree of effort you want to apply to this routine. We're going to make an example series so that you can see how it would be done, and we will go on to the next exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember to squeeze the shoulder at the end of the movement. 5, 6, 7. We control the movement at all times. 8, 9, 10. Once the 3 series of the first exercise have been done, we are now going to train the middle part of the shoulder, and to do this we're going to do a bi-series. That is, 2 shoulder exercises in a row without rest between them. The first one will be a lateral elevation sitting, and then without rest we will do a variant of lateral elevations, but in this case lying on the floor. As in the previous exercise, in this first exercise of the series we have to ensure that we meet some guidelines. We're going to position ourselves with our back perpendicular to the floor and our lower back supported by the chair to be more stable. We're going to take the dumbbells to the sides instead of upwards to avoid putting the trapezoid in, and in this case the grip I recommend is neutral. But if you want to have more impact on the middle head of the shoulder and it's more comfortable for you, you can do a pronation grip. We're going to do 10 to 12 repetitions in this first exercise of the bi-series, and then without rest we will do the following exercise. We place ourselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, trying to bring all the tension to the middle of the shoulder. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now without resting, we lie down on the floor to complete the bi-series. We're going to do 8 repetitions, but before starting we must take into account the following. The middle part of the shoulder, which is the one we want to train directly, must be pointed strictly upwards to locate it well. We are not going to lift the dumbbell too much because we lose tension in the shoulder, and in the same way we're not going to lower it until it touches the thigh, but is going to stay a few centimeters away so that we cannot rest the muscle and the exercise can be more challenging. We're going to do 8 repetitions of this exercise. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, I don't touch the thigh or go up too high. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I would have to do it with the other arm, and once done we would have finished the first bi-series of the 3 that we're going to do. We do these exercises in a row because each one has a different resistance profile. In this last exercise, the weight is noticed heavier in the initial part of the movement and in the lateral elevations that we did before in reverse. They are noticed heavier at the end of the range of movement. Remember that there are 3 bi-series with a total of 10 to 12 repetitions in the first exercise, and the last exercise there are 8 repetitions. We will rest between bi-series for a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes. Now we are going to do a third exercise, and we are going to focus on the part that we lack in the shoulder, which is the front part. We're going to also do a bi-series. In this case, the first exercise will be some frontal elevations, and then without rest we will do a shoulder press. Before starting with the front lifts, you must take into account the following. We put the back straight and perpendicular to the ground, and we do not bring the back backwards because the exercise becomes easier. And if you want to complicate it, you can lean slightly forward, lift the dumbbells up until they are parallel to the ground, and in the eccentric phase not lower them completely to maintain tension in the front head. The ideal would be to maintain a supinated grip with the palms upwards, as this isolates the front of the shoulder more. But if a neutral grip is uncomfortable with the palms facing each other, it is equally fine. We will do 8 repetitions of this exercise. 1, 2, 3. We control the weight at all times. 4, 5. We try to squeeze the front of the shoulder up. 6, 7, and 8. Then without rest, we do a shoulder press, taking into account the following. We stand up straight and with the chest up and looking forward. The arm should be slightly forward concerning our torso. In the eccentric phase, we should not force the shoulder joint. To know how low it should be, simply repeat the exercise without weight, and as far as your shoulder descends, that is the point where you should carry it with the weight. And you use a neutral grip, because it is more comfortable and natural, but you can also choose to make a pronation grip if you want to work different muscle fibers. In this exercise, we will also do 8 repetitions. We position ourselves and we'll start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. If you still have energy, you can do this last exercise, which is a variant of the lateral elevations. The objective of this movement will be to work the area between the middle and the back of the shoulder. It is very simple. The only difference that we're going to find with the lateral elevations that we did not in the second exercise is that we're going to lean forward about 30 degrees. In this way, gravity affects this part of the shoulder, and we can train it directly. We are going to do a total of 3 series of 12 to 15 repetitions. We increase the repetitions a little compared to the other exercises because in this what we are looking for is not to carry weight and yes, to isolate the shoulder well. We position ourselves well, we lean about 30 degrees forward as we've commented, and we begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we tighten the shoulders up. 7, 8, 9, 10, not letting the dumbbells fall too much. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. We have already done the first series, so we would have 2 left to finish the training. The rest between series that we are going to do in this exercise is going to be around 60 seconds. Once we have finished the training, how many times do you have to do it per week? Well, it depends, but a minimum of 1 day and a maximum of 3 days, and that's leaving at least 1 day of rest between training sessions. If you have little experience in training, I recommend that you do this routine once or twice a week, and that you do 3 series as we have done most of the exercises. Do 2. Before finishing the video, remember that if you want to transform your physique, you need an eating plan and a training plan accordingly. Now you can contact me to work one by one and achieve your goals from now on. Here below in the description in the highlighted comment, you will find my email, so write me and we will start right now. This has been all the routine you can do at home or anywhere you have enough material. I hope it has been useful, and tell me below any doubt you have because I will be answering them. As always, best regards, go for it.